Why are so many political commentators asking the public to blindly support leaders facing severe legal scrutiny? Welcome to Digital Politician. My name is Farhan Rashid. Recently, a major controversy has taken over social media. Social activist Afrin Khan has been releasing multiple videos in aggressive defense of senior Congress leader BZ Zamir Ahmad Khan. But today, we need to ask a hard, objective question. Should community loyalty ever come before financial accountability? Let us look at the facts. Hello everyone, welcome to Digital Politician. Today we are breaking down the ongoing political storm in Karnataka surrounding Zamir Ahmad Khan, the intense infighting among state leaders and public defense mounted by online creators like Afrin Khan. The issue matters deeply to every urban middle class citizen, property buyer and taxpayer across Bengaluru. Why? Because it directly involves public grievance, governance, accountability, and memory of one of the biggest financial frauds in recent history. Let us look at the background. To understand this controversy, we have to look at the timeline. BZ Zamir Ahmad Khan is a highly prominent political figure in Karnataka. However, his career has been closely tailed by serious legal investigations. The roots of the current issue go back to the infamous 2018 IMA or iMonetary Advisory Ponzi scam. During investigations into the IMA fraud, the Enforcement Directorate uncovered financial trails that led to further scrutiny. This prompted the Karnataka Lokayukta to initiate a full-scale disproportionate assets probe. The anti-corruption watchdog alleges that Zamir Ahmad Khan amassed wealth worth approximately 25 crore rupees, which completely mismatches his known legal sources of income. Fast forward to recent weeks. The Lokayukta police submitted a massive file to the governor seeking official sanction to prosecute him. Just days ago, Governor Tawachand Gehlot returned the file requesting authenticated English translations of the thousands of pages written in Kannada before a final decision is made. Amidst these legal shifts, former Youth Congress leader and social activist Afrin Khan began publishing viral videos. She has slammed other political Muslim politicians like Rizwan Ashad, uh, N.A. Harris, Tanveer Seth, etc. etc. Tanis Fatima. मैं आफरीन खान से एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ। खाली एक मुस्लिम पॉलिटिशियन होने के नाते या कौम का लीडर होने के नाते क्या हमें बीजेड जमीर अहमद खान को आंखें बंद कर ले को उनको जो है सपोर्ट कर डालना क्या? उनका नाम आईएमए के केस में आया। जमीर अहमद खान का क्या रोल है? वकील को रखो, डिफेंड करो, क्लीन चिट लेको, पब्लिक के सामने मैं सही हूं बोल को दिखाना। ನಿಮಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೀ ಅಗೇನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಅದೇ ಮಾತು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವೇನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ನನ್ಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕನ್ನಡನೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಉರ್ದುನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮಂಜೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಬಿ ಆತ, ಉರ್ದು ಬಿ ಆತ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಬಿ ಆತ. ಅದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಆಫ್ರಿನ್ ಬೇನ್, ನೀವ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ನೀವೇನು ಬಿಜೆಡ್ ಜಮೀರ್ ಅಹಮದ್ ಖಾನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದು IMA ಹಗರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅವರು ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಲೀಡರ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂತಮ್ಮ? 25 ಕೋಟಿ ಬರೀ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಐ ಅಲೀಜ್ ದಟ್ ಬಿಜೆಡ್ ಜಮೀರ್ ಅಹಮದ್ ಖಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಓವರ್ 600 crores. That is not in records as of now. That is, I'm putting an allegation. It has to be proved. That Lokayukta will prove. That is a different subject. But Afrin Khan, just because he is a Muslim leader, should we support him? Should we not question him? Should he not accountable? What are you talking about? Accusing them of not standing united behind Zamir Ahmed Khan. Her aggressive posts even led to her former expulsion from the Youth Congress. Let us break this issue down analytically. What is the core problem here? The cause of this friction is a fundamental clash between identity politics and institutional accountability. Afrin Khan's main argument is that minority politicians must show unconditional unity. ಕೈಕುಮ unconditional unity ದಿಖಾನ ಯಾಕಮ್ಮ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು? ಅವ್ರು ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು पब्लिक ಮುಂದೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರಲಿ, पब्लिक के सामने दिखा दे, नहीं उन्हें अच्छे को बोल को खाली तुम्हें एक तुम्हारी पॉलिटिकल माइलेज के वास्ते उनको सपोर्ट करने को बैठना, ये कौन सा सही चीज है माँ? इद्याವುದು ನ್ಯಾಯ ಅಮ್ಮ? She questions why other leaders are not actively defending Zamir Ahmed Khan, but as citizens interested in clean governance, we must reverse that question. Why should they defend him? हमें कई को उनको डिफेंड करना माँ? Why should Muslim politicians defend him? You answer my question, madam. When a public representative faces an active disproportionate assets investigation by a body like the Lokayukta, it is a legal matter, not a community matter. जी हाँ, ये कम्युनिटी मैटर नहीं है, ये मुसलमानों का सवाल नहीं है. उन्हों एक पब्लिक लीडर है, पब्लिक सर्वेंट है, उन्हों बोले ना नान सर्वेंट कल को बोल को ना community matter. Expecting other elected representatives to blindly shield an individual under investigation completely undermines the rule of law. In this entire political drama, who wins and who loses? The political winners are those who use emotional narratives to build a loyal digital fan base. By framing a legal investigation as a targeted community attack, social activists can easily generate views and outrage. But who are the clear losers? The absolute losers are the citizens. देखो, तुम्हें पॉलिटिकल माइलेज तुम्हारे फेसबुक में रील्स के व्यूज के वास्ते और तुम्हें एक पॉलिटिकल फिगर बनने के वास्ते ये सब जो कहानी में ट्विस्ट लेके आको लोगों को भड़काने के काम करने से आवाम को नुकसान होता. सो तुम्हें जिसके लीडर बनना चाह रही उनका नुकसान कर रही तुम्हें. The taxpayers and most importantly the actual victims of financial fraud. The state governance system is currently caught in a complex web of internal party dynamics and legal procedures. While the anti-corruption watchdog attempts to move forward with a formal charge sheet, the procedural delay regarding document translation puts the case on a temporary hold. The primary concern for the public is clear. और एक बात है आफरीन खान, तुम्हें जो है अपने वीडियो में एक बोले कि जमीर अहमद खान को जो गवर्नर के पास लोकायुक्ता लेटर लिखी थी प्रोसिक्यूशन के लिए परमिशन, उन्होंने रिजेक्ट पूरा नहीं करे. कन्नड़ा में है कल को बोल को तुम्हें उसको गुमराह कहीं को कर रही माँ पब्लिक को. कन्नड़ा में है, इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट कर को दियो बोल को. ठीक है, तो गवर्नर को कन्नड़ा नहीं आता, उसकी वजह से उन्होंने इंग्लिश ट्रांसलेशन पूछे. इसमें जमीर अहमद खान को क्लीन चिट कहां से मिल गई? उनको क्या फेवर मिल गया? कर को 4 दिन लेट होता माँ, जर्रा 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 सबर करो. Will justice be driven by absolute transparency or will it be stalled by political posturing and emotional digital campaigns? How does this impact the ordinary citizen? Let us be very clear. When high-profile financial cases are turned into political shouting matches, the focus shifts away from people who suffered. The IMS scam was not just a headline, it broke the backs of thousands of middle-class families, small traders, and young professionals. आईएमए स्कैम में कितने गरीबा माँ या कितने जने मर गए ना माँ, कितने जने का इंतकाल हो गया, कितने जने जो है बेवाएं जो है आज परेशान है, रुपए रुपए को तरस रही। और जो जक़ात देने वाले थे उन्होंने जक़ात लेने पे मजबूर होगी ना माँ। तुम्हें आईएमए के स्कैम के इन्वेस्टरों को सपोर्ट करने की बजाय तुम्हें बीजेड जमीर अहमद खान के अच्छे गाने गाले को बैठी ना, क्या माँ तुम्हें। People lost their life savings, their retirement funds, and their property investments. For IT employees, property buyers, and honest taxpayers in cities like Bengaluru, this sets a dangerous precedent. If the public accepts the narrative that politicians should be protected from asset verification under the guise of unity, we severely weaken the checks and balances that protect our economic ecosystem. Every property buyer relies on strict legal enforcement to ensure their investments are secure. A weak accountability system hurts everyone. So, what happens next? What should we look out for in the coming weeks? First, all eyes are on the Lokayukta police. The public is watching to see how quickly they resubmit the thousands of pages of authenticated English translations to the Raj Bhavan. Second, we need to observe the stance of the governor once those documents are delivered. Will the sanction for formal prosecution be cleared? Finally, watch the digital landscape. The response from political parties toward independent social activists who use aggressive narratives will show whether leadership chooses to distance themselves from toxic rhetoric or quietly capitalize on it. To summarize this entire issue, we must keep four key takeaways in mind. Legal versus political. A disproportionate assets case is an institutional process based on financial audits, not a political popularity contest. The victim perspective. True community representation means standing with the thousands of everybody. Middle class families who lose their saving, who lost their savings in financial frauds, not shielding the powerful, the danger of blind loyalty. Demanding unconditional political unity across party lines to protect an accused individual activity undermines civic accountability. Institutional process. The path forward relies entirely on the transparency of the Lokayukta's translated files and subsequent legal steps taken by the Raj Bhavan. What do you think about this issue? Let us know in the comments. If you found this analysis useful, subscribe to Digital Politician for politics, governance, public policy, and real estate updates. Thank you for watching. My name is Farhan Rashid. See you next time. Have a nice day. आपका फरहान रशीद शुक्रिया अल्लाह हाफिज